Really, brother?
Baby.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
Alex fans don't know what these are.
Gets it, Saquon Barkley, first down. Barkley, Saquon.
E-A-G-L-E-S-G.
Go Birds, baby!
Welcome back to Under the Wing podcast.
So there's the intro.
Beautiful intro. There it is. The first ever Under the Wing podcast intro.
Yes.
And you guys all got to witness it. But welcome back to another episode, season 1, episode 8.
Wait, did Mr. the Moose make it?
Mr. The Moose was the beginning of it.
Oh, yeah.
For
Yeah.
Life.
For life, brother.
Okay? But yeah,
Oh my gosh.
shout out to everybody that made the intro. We appreciate each and every
Everyone
one
who
of you.
tuned, everyone who chipped in. Me,
Yeah, everybody.
Dalton, Joey.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. Credits rolling. Well, we missed it. At least I missed 2 weeks. We're down last week, so there's definitely a good amount to cover.
No, we're not covering any of it.
Look.
We beat the Bucs. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
I don't know why this bozo is wearing a Philly shirt, but
Because they're in the playoffs, dude. And
yeah, just remind us. Remind us again. They're in the playoffs. What are they doing in the playoffs? Absolutely nothing. This is why it's a football show and not a Philly show.
Yo, how do you
Anyway.
feel? How do you feel about Haley saying Phillies lose and Eagles lose? It's a great weekend.
What's up, Fratty?
What up, Frattatoni and Cheese?
It's a fake fan over there, I guess.
It's
I
not
don't
even
know.
a fan.
It's a fake. It's a fake. But without further ado, we're just gonna get right into it. We're gonna do a quick week five recap. The very first game of week 5, it was a little interesting. Rams came out early, looking really atrocious. I know we talked about it 2 weeks ago when I was on with Joe Donahue. How would the Rams respond to losing to the Eagles in heartbreaking fashion? They came out the very next week. They beat the Colts, really good Colts team, and then kind of laid an egg against the 49ers. So that wasn't good. They lost in overtime. Mac Jones, by the way, Patriots fans are rolling around crying. Like, if Drake May hadn't been doing as good as he is right now, and if we'll get to it in a little bit, if they didn't just beat the Bills, if they didn't just beat the Bills, Patriots fans would be ripping their hair out.
It'd be a Giants Daniel Jones situation. Yeah. I know this ain't week 5. I wasn't here to give any comments on the Eagles playing the Rams now that we brought them up.
Okay.
And I'm going to go over it really quickly. I have no idea how that isn't referred to as like a miracle game.
It is. What do you mean?
Like, I don't
It's
see
one of the
anything
all-time
like
greatest games.
Yes,
in
and
Philadelphia Eagles history.
Yes, it should. I mean,
it's like up there with the comeback against the Giants.
Yeah, but nobody's talking about it in such a manner. At least not from what I've heard. It was like, what a crazy win, field goal block.
We're going to get into this a little bit later, Fratty. Stick around.
Ooh. But, yeah, I was excited about that one, too. I gave
We
up
beat the
on
Bucs, yeah. How about it? Win in Tampa Bay. We didn't get to cover that, but a win in Tampa Bay is always nice. The second game, we're just going to get this one out of the way. Boy, did we look atrocious. I don't know what I did. So...
Don't think too far deep into this. Okay?
Yeah, I want to be...
Because this ties into my question of the day.
I want to graze over it quickly.
Correctly.
Saquon got injured, apparently. Landon Dickerson went out.
Yeah.
I think that really hurt him in the second half. AJ, you stopped running. I don't care what he says. They weren't on the same page. Whatever. You stopped running. If you keep running, it's a different game. We win.
Yeah.
Sean Payton, you need punched in the face. I've always believed that. Like, Sean Payton just, as a coach, Sean Payton bothers me. Like, his little grin, like his little smirky face. Like, he just needs punched in the face.
Somebody is really upset over the loss.
No, I'm not even mad. Like, first loss in like over a year. So I'm cool. It's fine.
It was over a year.
It was bound to happen.
Well,
now,
first loss for Jalen Hurts.
No, first loss for the team. Okay.
Because Jalen Hurts won a year
but
without. That was his first time losing since September 29th.
12-5
last
birds.
year.
Okay. But yeah, It's not even really like the Eagles' loss doesn't affect me. It's these bums over here that just ruined the whole weekend for me. But anyway, enough of them because, like I said, this is about football
Who bums?
and kind of escaping this reality that we live in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But
Cars are getting
skipping
burnt to the
that
ground.
game, I want to talk about the Tennessee Titans.
Mm.
Congrats, Tennessee Titans.
Mm.
You are no longer over. You got to win. The Cardinals, man, the Cardinals looked atrocious. Like the Cardinals had every chance to win and put it away, and you fumble on a 72-yard touchdown run. You fumble at the goal line, pull it to Deshaun Jackson. Way to go.
Didn't he
And
fumble
then-
that forward into the end zone?
He who, Deshaun? Or you
No.
took it?
The
Okay,
Cardinals
yeah, the
kid.
Cardinals guy, Mercado or DeMercado, however you say his last name, he running and drops it as he gets to the goal line. So,
Didn't it roll forward though?
yeah,
I've never
It's
seen
a
that before.
touchback.
That is worse.
hold on to the football. That's the lesson of the week. Hold on to the
Deshaun
ball.
Jackson, at least Dallas got out like
But-
what? Like the one?
Yeah. And then the Cardinals pick it off, and I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what you were thinking, but you're like fumble, lateral, and it becomes a touchdown for the Titans because you're complete and utter frauds.
I didn't see that
And-
actually.
Oh, it was a beautiful play. Like
That's unbelievable.
Cam Ward throws an awful ball, and it's picked off, and he I don't know if he was getting tackled, if he was falling down. He fumbles the football, and then it's kicked around from the 5 into the end zone, and then it's to the 2 or the 1 or something. It's picked up, Titans score, makes it closer.
And the worst
2
part
chances
about
there
it,
for the Cardinals.
the worst part about it
Couldn't take
is
advantage.
checking the score. It was like, well, the Titans have lost
Kyler Murray is overrated. Thank you.
100%. Just don't tell Paulie we said that.
Kyler Murray won't end his career with Arizona. He might end up with the Jets. Another loser quarterback. I mean, Justin Fields isn't bad, but another loser quarterback for the Jets.
Yeah, he's been playing pretty nice though. Like for being 0-5, I don't know how the Jets are 0-5 right now. Like,
No,
I mean, you
because
look at them.
They've
on
scored not
paper.
enough, and the opponents have scored enough.
I know they only show up in the fourth
True
quarter.
words
It
of the week.
seems. Yeah, but I can't believe the Cardinals blew such a big lead too.
Yeah.
What was it, 26-6 or something like that?
No, it was 21 to it was either 21-0 or 21 to 3. They had or it might have been 21-6, but they had a solid lead.
Yeah, I
And
think
they
it was
blew
21-6.
But moving on, we had 2 gigantor upsets this week. 2, not 1, but 2. the very
I'm excited,
first one-
I'm excited.
Shout out the brother-in-law, Ethan. I didn't believe you. I did not believe you. But for some reason, some reason, you texted the group chat. You said, "Hey, be on the lookout. Patriots are going to win tonight." And usually when you do that, I go, "Ha, yeah, right. Stupid Patriots
I mean, we
fans."
had the same reaction as we always do.
It
was stupid Patriots fans.
But what happened on Sunday night, and I'm not going to lie, I really missed the second half. So I don't know about you. If you might have watched it, you might know more about this. But yeah, I missed the second half
I
because
just
I fell
know it
asleep.
wasn't pretty.
I know at halftime it was 6-3 Patriots, and it was a very ugly first half. Hey, you know what? It happens. I don't think the Bills are going to stumble from it. I don't think the Bills are going to get too heartbroken. But it's really big for the Patriots. Really big. Just because Drake May's a young quarterback, builds a lot of confidence for your team, and it's a good win to have. But the last game I want to talk about, the best game, saving the best for last. It's always good. The Cowboys didn't lose this week. So it's always good when either the Cowboys or the Chiefs lose. And boy,
No, hold up. No, it's funny.
the Chiefs.
Because you said stumbling.
Huh?
You said you were speaking about the other game.
Oh yeah. It's not
You
gonna
mentioned-
cause the Bills to stumble.
You mentioned stumbling.
Stumbling?
And I think that's a good segue into this. Did you see the game-winning touchdown?
Yeah. I woke up this morning and saw it.
I saw that live, and couldn't believe my eyes. So in case any of you haven't seen, look it up because what is it? It's a Jaguars are in the red zone about like the 3-yard line, 4-yard line. And Trevor Lawrence hikes the football. As soon as it touches his hands, he slips and falls. And then he starts getting back up and he slips and falls again. And he gets up for the third time. Actually, it was a lot of stumbling. I couldn't put a number on it. He gets up, starts rounding the corner. Finally, his offensive line gives in. And Chiefs start surrounding him as he dives into the end zone for a touchdown. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how the Jaguars won that game at all. I tuned in the fourth quarter. I wasn't even going to watch the game. I didn't want to watch the Chiefs win. And fourth quarter, I said, 21-21? What is going on? I was too busy watching the Phillies lose and playing Siege with my friends.
Shout out Devin Lloyd, by the way.
Yeah.
Beautiful pick six on Patrick Mahomes. Beautiful. It's always fun to watch the Chiefs lose, and then when they lose, how Patrick Mahomes screwed it up.
Look, we needed something to go our way this week as Phillies fans. Phillies fans, Philly fans, Eagles fans. I mean, we lose Red October. It's sore subject.
Bringing it up. It's just
what are we
breaking my heart.
0-2. We lose to the Broncos. Dallas wins. Patriots win. But the Chiefs lost. That's what's important. That we always got to look at the positives. And the positives is that even though the Patriots lost and some of you have sore hearts toward them, me not so much. The only reason I hate on them now is because a Patriots fan married my sister. That's the only reason why I root against them, really. Shout out to Ethan. But you gotta look at the positives. And the Patriots winning gave the Eagles the best record in the league. And that's what's important. I don't know how we're tied with the Jags, personally. I don't know how we're tied with the Colts. Or there's another 4-1 team I can't remember that I could.
You got the Colts, the Jags, the Bills, the Eagles, the Bucks, the Lions, the 49ers.
49, I don't know how they're 4-1. But we can get to that another time. I'm kind of rambling. It's been a while. I feel like I'm a little rusty out of the game today, but I think
that's pretty much it.
We about covered it. I mean, Jags, Chiefs, mwah, mwah, chef's kiss on the end of the week.
Jags, Chiefs.
It was a little pat on the butt as they walked out the door. So I loved it.
Made the weekend worth smiling about.
100%. It was a good way to start Monday morning, knowing that the Jaguars just beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And Kermit the Frog's new haircut looks awful.
But moving on, we're going to talk about some
week 6. We're
week
supposed
6
to say
previews.
it together.
Oh,
no,
I didn't know.
Ready. Week 6. Beautiful. Oh, that's awesome.
Can't say what that sounded like. But anyway,
we're brothers, by the way.
Week 6, the very first game, is the game I'm most interested for, really, because I don't care about any of these other teams, because they're not my birds. But Eagles-Giants, Thursday Night Football, always bound to be a good one. Don't want to dive too far into this. I know they're going to talk a lot about this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because they got to talk about something positive tomorrow night.
Look, I'm just really happy that we have a main stage to just beat on the Giants. I mean, we lost to the Broncos. I mean, I can't believe it. We lost to them, and
it was bound to happen, though.
I know, and it needs to happen because, you see it every year, and every time we lose with a good record, I'm always saying, and my father's always saying, we're always like, look, they needed this because right before they lose, they play like garbage, and they win playing like garbage. So they get a loss. That's normally when they start turning up, looking a little prettier. So I'm very happy with being able to play the Giants. and beat up on them Thursday.
That's my concern though. I'm interested to see how the Giants play because before Scatterboo fumbled and they kind of shot themselves in the foot, they were up 14-0 on the Saints, and I thought, oh, maybe the Giants have got something. And then 2 weeks ago, we didn't get to talk about this last week. They beat the Chargers, and we're gonna dive into the Chargers a little bit later.
Oh wow!
But
yeah, that's
they
right.
beat the Chargers, so dare I say, Jackson Dart scares me a little bit. But they don't have Malik Neighbors. No, something we missed last week also. Malik Neighbors, season-ending ACL, like all kinds of leg problems. So my hope for this game is just number one, stay healthy on the New York turf. Number two, escape with a win. It's going to be a tough game. I think the Eagles are going to make it's going to be a little closer than we all expect. And unfortunately, for all of our hearts, it's look.
It's going to be close till the Eagles realize what are we
Hopefully, what I'm hoping for is some type of magical, wonderful magic happens tomorrow night. We all know what I'm referring to. And then Thursday, some more, look, let me set the stage, okay? Phillies, do the unthinkable and don't get swept tomorrow night, right? Then I get off work Thursday. I go to the gym, okay? Mooney goes to the gym with me, okay? We get gains, get swole. And then we come home, eat dinner, relax. 6 o'clock rolls around. You got the Phillies. And it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful starting Christopher Sanchez pitching. So then they have a chance, okay? Then just about the time when we all realized that it was all a fraud, it was all a facade, and they're out of the playoffs, we got Eagles-Giants. So who could ask for anything better than Eagles-Giants on Thursday Night Football right after the Phillies get eliminated from the playoffs? And if I'm wrong and the Phillies somehow win, it would make it 10 times better. But it could be an awesome night for Philadelphia sports, on Thursday night. And we keep talking about them because it's Red October. And even though there's like this much belief, I still got to talk about them. But I'll try to keep it short about them. But moving on, this game up here at the top left, I'm very interested for. We're going to talk about our contenders and pretenders.
Realistically speaking, the Bucs should win this. But for some reason, Mac Jones looks like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The fall off, like the uprising Carson Wentz this year or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know who this guy is. I've never seen him play. All I saw him was, grabbing players' nuts and stuff.
Whoa, what?
No, I'm being serious. Have you seen that?
No. And I don't want you to think.
I'm
better off not knowing or not seeing that.
He's
Thank
in
you.
dog piles. He might have been against
Who, Mac
the Eagles.
Jones?
Yeah, when he played for the Patriots. And he's sitting in the dog pile, and you see him.
You ever seen Ernest? And he's like,
and then the dude gets up, and you can tell,
Yeah, that's gross. Please don't be that dirty of a player.
That's exactly.
But,
so I'm not the biggest fan of Mac Jones. I hope he screws the pooch. I don't hate the 49ers.
I do.
Well, that's because of Dominic and Dasha.
No. It's
Six-7.
Simply because I'm sorry, the 49ers suck.
Yeah.
They want to be the Eagles so bad, but only
they have the talent.
Only one of us got to play the Chiefs. And wait, no. Let me rephrase that. So we both played the Chiefs twice in the Super Bowl, and only one of us got a win.
They played them.
But anyway, yeah. So the very first Chiefs Super Bowl win was against the 49ers when the 49ers were actually up 20-10. So suck on that, San Fran. But then the second one, the 49ers didn't know the overtime rules and kicked a field goal and then let the Chiefs walk down the field at the very end. They said, "Oh, we didn't know the game was going to keep going. We thought when the overtime stopped, it was over." No. And they still scored with like 4 seconds to go. So, get wrecked.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, the Chiefs beat them twice in the Super Bowl, and then we lost to the Chiefs. Y'all lost to the Chiefs, and then we came back in there and said, "Hold up, skirt, three-peat who? Not you." Oh, write it down. But yeah, that's my rant about the 49ers. I think Baker Mayfield has been on an absolute tear this season.
I
really-
like him. I'm happy to see him back.
Yeah.
He was always a player I respected, and like he was kind of like a Carson Wentz, where he showed up and he made his name and he was in commercials and the Brown savior and he was always just a level-headed guy, and he got hurt. I think he had the same. Didn't he have the same injury as Carson Wentz too, or
I have no clue, to be honest.
might have been a shoulder. Either way, Brown started him too early, couldn't do nothing. So it's nice to see one of the old heads, one of the guys who fell off returning to his glory. That started last season, right? Or was it the season? Was it the season before when
he's really
people
been
realized Baker is
so
back?
He bounced back. He went to the Panthers, didn't do much.
Oh,
And
I
then
forgot about
what started it all was he went to the Rams, and on a Thursday night he completed a 80, 90-yard game-winning drive against the Raiders.
Oh my goodness!
to win the game.
I thought he
And
went
then-
from Browns to Bucks for some reason.
And
I remember
then he
his
went to the
ringer on
Bucks
the
the
Rams.
next year, and he's just been
A
absolutely
dog.
on fire since. But
I love you,
last
Baker.
week, shootout with the Seahawks. This week, I think it'll be a little different. I think Baker's just going to have his way with the 49ers defense.
Yeah.
But the only other game I kind of really wanted to look at was the one we have highlighted down here. I'm interested to see between the Bears coming off their bye week and the Commanders coming off of a win against the Chargers last week. I'm interested to see in the rematch from last year, the whatever it was called, the Hail Mary or whatever. I don't know if they call it anything special down there. They probably don't. They're probably like, oh, it's the Hail Mary. But I want to see how this game goes, because I know Caleb Williams and the Bears are probably thinking, you know what? The last time we were here, we had a shot and we were winning all the way up until there was 1 second left on the clock. No, really, 0 seconds left on the clock. And then we lost on a Hail Mary that got tipped, which I don't remember the guy's number, but shout out whoever the defensive back that was taunting the fans before the play even started that ended up costing them the game. Because I hope if you're still in the team, you're ready this time to knock it down. And
Eli Apple situation.
yeah, but I'm interested to see that could be like a sneaky wild card preview too if both of these teams pan out the way they can.
Yeah.
I think both of these teams have the potential to, well, it probably wouldn't be a wild card game. Maybe a wild card game. No, it wouldn't be because one of these teams has got so you got one division, 1 or 2 division, 4 division. Yeah, no, it wouldn't be a wild card game unless one of these teams wins their division. I really don't think it'll happen for either of them, but potential playoff matchup if we get a complete chaotic season. But it's gonna be a good game, and I hope the Bears win because boo Commanders.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty much all I got for this week coming up. I really want to get to the meaty part of the show, the title of the show. I'll let you go first. We're going to talk about some, as far as now, we're going to say for now, week 6, as of week 5 technically, because week 6 hasn't gone, but as of week 5 so far, who are your contenders? We'll start. Well, actually, no. Let me stop. Who are your pretenders for the season so far?
Pretenders. I want to start this off with
And then, are they in any particular order?
they're not. I don't have them ordered specifically because there's many things with the pretender. I have some teams that aren't even good, and this year, and I think it'll fit the theme. Number 1, I have the Steelers. That's a hot take. I think they could be contenders, but I think they're pretenders. I think if they hit the playoffs, nothing. It's not going to look pretty. I don't hate the Steelers. I wouldn't mind being wrong, but coming into week 6, Aaron Rodgers, he looks pretty nice. DK Metcalf isn't hurt yet.
Yet.
And
That's insane.
well, I mean, I love DK. I really do. But he just, it's his health that's his biggest downfall. Number 2, even though it's not ranked, I have the Bengals.
The Bengals.
The Bengals, the reason I put
What's up,
them
Dalton?
here, what up, Dalton? The reason I put the Bengals as a pretender is because they should be good. I mean, I want to look at our predictions versus what actually happened. Because I don't think either of us expected the Jaguars to be the
I put
number
like an
one.
asterisk next to that one because of Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
It's your
but
list.
But
It's your list.
that's what I'm saying. It's because
Bengals with Flack Goat for real.
look, it's because
Better than Browning.
it's because of the injuries. That's why. And speaking of injuries, the Ravens are a team that should be contenders. And they are not. And all of those were very loosely pretenders. I can explain why I say they fall under the category of pretenders, even though they should be good, but they're bad. I'm not getting into that. But what you're really here for is the Jaguars. They're pretenders.
What?
Come on. Come on. 4-1. How? How is the Jaguars 4-1?
But did anybody expect it?
No. I think they're pretenders. I mean, they didn't get much addition. I know that Travis Hunter's not having much production. I know because I drafted him in fantasy
Travis Hunter's
football.
a scrub.
He's not a scrub, but he's not as
He's a rookie.
He's
It
not
happens.
as key piece as a rookie would necessarily want to be. Jaguars 4-1. Don't know how it happened. Seahawks, because they're in the they're in with a pretty tight group.
Sam Darnold did Sam Darnold things this week against the Buccaneers.
I like Sam Darnold.
He did really good, but when it came down to the clutch, Sam Darnold reverted back to his Jets ways.
But when you look at the team itself,
Take a gift.
they are not going to be contenders. I think they're only pretenders. We have the 49ers because of injury and the fact that Mac Jones is somehow leading the helm. I don't know how they're 4-1.
Did you see? Somebody asked him who's going to be the starting quarterback between him and Brock Purdy when Brock Purdy gets healthy.
I don't want to know what he said because
No, he honestly was very respectful. He was like, I'm just here because he's injured. Like, it's his team, and it's going to be what the coaches want, and that's, I believe, what they would want. Is he was the starter coming into the year. He just got injured, so that's why I'm playing. Like, reporters, shout out you all you reporters out there because you be trying to set people up. You be trying to stir the pot. Like, you be trying to stir it up. Like, like asking AJ Brown. Now, did you stop or do you think it was Jalen Hurts that overthrew you?
Or asking Mahomes and Kelsey who their favorite ref is.
Yeah, who's your favorite ref?
Awesome.
Come on,
no, that was awesome.
I'll give it to you.
As a biased Eagles
stir
fan,
it up,
that was awesome.
But sometimes you be stirring way too much.
Yeah.
But any other contenders?
My probably most controversial pretender is that was me drum rolling, but anyway. I'm sorry. The Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs are pretenders. They don't look as good. I mean, Mahomes is performing pretty well in the season. Normally his season stats aren't that good. Anyone who drafts him in fantasy knows he's a letdown in regular season. He's looking pretty good this regular season. The Chiefs as an organization, no.
Wow. Well,
lost to the Chargers in week 1. Lose to the Jaguars. What are they, 2-2 right now?
Okay. The Chiefs?
2 and 3. 2 and 3.
Under 500.
Under 500 after 5 games. Nope. Aren't they? They're with the Jaguars, right?
What?
Who's in their?
No. There were the Raiders, which the Raiders I think are actually also 1-4,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got the Broncos, which are 3-2.
Yeah.
And then you got the Chargers, which are 3-2. So it's a very interesting division.
Yeah, between those 3, I think Chiefs are coming in 3rd. They might come in 2nd because I don't think the Broncos are as good as they seem. I didn't think they were I don't think they were bad enough to make the list of pretenders, but those are my pretenders. I kind of ramble a little bit, but
All right. Well, I got 5 teams here.
only 5.
Only 5 teams. They're not in order. And here we go. My very first. They're not in order. This is just how I wrote them down. My very first pretender team, the Indianapolis Colts. Look, I get it. They're 4-1. But who have they played? Mediocre teams. They beat the Dolphins in week 1. I think they just whooped up on the Raiders last week. They beat oh yeah, that's right. They beat the Broncos on a last second penalty very, very dumb penalty by the Broncos. They shouldn't have won that game. So already should be 3-2. But the only real team they've played so far, they failed. They had a minute and some change, a minute, almost 2 minutes left, and Daniel Jones went out and threw an interception to lose the game. So that's why I call the Colts pretenders.
That's solid. I think they were too much in a gray area for me to set
Also,
them in
yeah.
one
Also, the
category.
division they're in.
They're not in contenders or pretenders.
I
for me.
think if the Texans can get it together, they're going to be a tough team to beat.
Yeah.
As well as when I get to my pretenders or my contenders, I'll tell you why the other team I think they're going to be hard to beat. But second team I got the Chargers. I alluded to this earlier, they lost to the Giants. I get it. It was Jackson Dart's first start, but you lost to the Giants. That's a red flag for me because the Giants aren't a good football team. Don't get me wrong. I know you lost an offensive lineman, but the Giants are not a good football team. You should have beat the Giants. I might eat these words if the Eagles lose, but I'm just going to stop with that there, okay? Forget I said that part, okay? Forget I said that. But you lost to the Giants, and then this week you lost to the Commanders, but it was dominating loss to the Commanders, 27-10. Very, very ugly loss if you're a Chargers fan. And some teams you have left to play. You got the Chiefs. You got the Broncos again. I mean, I know you beat the Broncos, but it was close.
Yeah.
You also got the 49ers, who I think gave you a run for their money, and Seahawks. I don't see them as a pretender, but I don't see them as a contender. I just see them as a middle-of-the-pack team that can give you some trouble. I got the Falcons on here, and that's mainly because I think the Falcons coming into the season, it was Michael Penix and Bijan Robinson and Kyle Pitts and Drake London, they're going to be such a good team. And we've seen the most inconsistent play out of them. And they're sitting at 2-2. They play the Bills this week. It's not going to be a pretty game.
Yeah.
And they play the Bills. I think then they play the 49ers after that. They also play the Patriots, which I think the Patriots can match up really well against them and beat them. They got Seattle, the Buccaneers, and the Rams on their schedule as well. So I just don't see this year being the year for Atlanta. They're probably going to finish a game or two under 500. It's not going to be the best for them. Got the Steelers like you had them. Steelers, I'll say this. Steelers are going to win their division just because the Browns are the Browns.
Yeah.
The Ravens are decimated with injuries.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's out for 3 months. So the Steelers are going to purely win their division based off of that.
Yeah.
They finished second in their division last year. So, I mean, they got the Bills, they got the Packers on their schedule. They do play the Chargers and the Lions also later in the year.
Yeah.
But that's it for really tough teams. I think if the Ravens still are unhealthy, they got them twice. That's if the Ravens are really still that unhealthy, they always play the Ravens tough anyway. So I can't even say the Ravens will beat them. Bengals, same thing. It's the Bengals are a totally different team now that Joe Burrow's out. And then lastly, I got the Chiefs. They're 2-3. 2-3, and this week they play the Lions. So it's not getting any easier for the Chiefs. They could very well be 2-4, 2 games under 500 in week 6. And after that, the Chiefs have to play the Commanders later on in the year. I mean, the Commanders, they're not a bad team by all means. They just, like I said, they just beat the Chargers pretty dominantly. You got the Broncos twice. You haven't even seen the Broncos yet.
Yeah.
So you don't know how that's going to look. Of course, the yearly matchup with the Bills. The Bills are on fire. And then the Chargers, again, they already beat you once. Can they beat you again? So I think that's my list of pretenders here. Pretty much the same as you, but what do you got for contenders? Give me your top 5 contenders.
Top 5? Well, top 5 rules out the controversial ones. I mean,
All right, well, give me your controversial ones because we probably have mostly the same ones.
yeah, I mean, like Bills clearly, Eagles I think are clear, Lions, yeah. More controversial, I'd say the Patriots could be could be a contender, especially beating the Bills this week. I know that that's kind of a loss that you got to blow.
Recency bias, I see.
Yes, but I mean, when it comes down to like man to man, they got a good offense. Their wide receiver core ain't the strongest, but Drake Mason putting up numbers. You have a pretty nice offensive line, I'd say, and a defense that nobody really seems to be talking about. They have a nice defense.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about their defense.
Except unless your name's Ethan.
Yeah, and then that's all you do talk about. But I think Pat's defense has enough production to give their offense something to play with. So, yes, I think they're going to be contenders. Whoever they play against, high caliber teams, win or lose, even if they lose against all of them, they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a tough win. Chargers are contenders. Mr. What If at quarterback. I think they're contenders. They come out week 1 and beat up Mr. Mahomes. That one's pretty controversial, I'd say. Packers, I think I didn't see their last game.
Oh, you mean the game where they tied against the Cowboys?
We don't talk about Bruno, but I'm just saying, nice defense. Their defense is good enough. And
did you know Jamar Chase actually has more tackles this year than Micah Parsons?
Really?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Micah Parsons has 4 solo tackles. Jamar Chase actually has 5 solo tackles. So get wrecked. But okay. What do you cross them off your list now?
Shut up.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
It's okay. I did the same thing when I made my list.
Oh my gosh, you did.
Yeah, when I made my list last week.
Packers crossed off.
Yeah.
Well, I just crossed off the Packers, so okay.
I made my
Frick
list
you,
for
Packers.
last week's show, and then we
You
got sick.
are a bunch of pretenders, actually. Write that down. And I wrote my signature. Worth something now.
But anyway.
Bucks contenders. Bite me. I like you, Baker Mayfield. Rams are contenders. I think
that's a good one.
I think Rams are the
I
best
didn't even think about that.
in their division right now, and they have a tight division. I think they're going to come out on top. Rams look nice. Puka Nacua, Matthew Stafford leading in almost every passing stat some reason, and he's like 34, 35.
Old man Stafford.
I got to respect the guy. He has probably one of the best. He's probably one of the toughest. Toughest quarterback in the league. He's always been a tough cookie. Even when he was getting disrespected on the Lions, he was a tough cookie, win or loss. And it's really paying off now that he's 30. So getting that retirement, he's starting to
tough cookie.
Yeah, he's starting to throw some in his 401k now. It's a little late, but you get what you get. And I think that's it for my contenders. I think Rams. Yeah.
Well, my contenders list. It's a very, very simple list. 5 teams. They're all actually 4-1. The Bills. No need to further. The Bills. It's the
Josh
Bills.
Allen.
Josh Allen. The end.
Love him.
Moving on. The Lions. Well, the Lions. Here we go. Look. Week 1, if you would ask me this question, I would have said, oh, no way, the Lions are washed. But the Lions are showing me that after losing Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, they're still
Look,
competition hasn't been the great.
Look, they cleaned the tub, they mopped the floor, they flushed the toilet. They're looking much better than they did before.
Their competition hasn't been the greatest, but I kind of wrote down notable wins for all of these teams, And the notable win here I have for them is Baltimore. And that was before Baltimore was really decimated with injuries. And that, granted, it was a Derrick Henry fumbling episode again. But 38-30 on Monday Night Football in Baltimore, it's pretty impressive. So you got to give it to them. The Lions, they're contenders. They've been contenders the past few years. They're hungry. I know, without a doubt, they're still thinking about last year in the divisional round, and they're thinking about Jaden Daniels coming in, the young rookie, shocking them, blowing them away, and knocking them out of the playoffs before they could even think. And I know that they're ready and they're hungry for more. So yeah. The third team I actually had on my list here. It's like I said, it's not in order. I had the Packers, but once I thought about it, I was like, wait a second. They tied with the Cowboys, and the Cowboys suck. So yeah, I replaced them with the Buccaneers. Ooh. And I'm gonna kind of leave like my Buccaneers statement as just a broad, because I want to talk about them later in their own separate thing. My notable Buccaneers win though, was, I mean, they haven't really played too many crazy games. The Eagles game, really, honestly, they should have came back and won that. If Reed Blankenship doesn't tip the pass, it doesn't get intercepted. Shout out to a special friend of ours who loves Reed Blankenship. But anyway, if Reed Blankenship doesn't tip the pass in the end zone, or right as Baker throws it towards the end zone, it might not have got intercepted, and it might have been a different story for the Eagles. And the Buccaneers could very well be 5-0 right now. So don't discount the Buccaneers. But like I said, I'm going to talk about them later. The Eagles, they're 4-1. And look, I get it. They're having issues.
We had issues at the beginning of last year.
Yeah, we had issues really all throughout last year. Even coming up against the Steelers, we were 10-2 or something in December. And it's oh, you guys aren't passing the ball enough. Oh.
Look. Every team that plays us, not a single one this year is going to be look, we don't gotta rough it, tough it at practice because these guys are pretenders and we're going to embarrass them. They're going to be holy crap, this is a big game. We're playing a huge team, and we gotta go out there and we gotta beat the Eagles because we're not going to be able to dominate them. We're just going to have to beat them.
Yeah,
and that shows you that they're contenders. I mean, of course, that isn't concrete evidence, but there is no way in my mind that a team is going to be oh, okay, it's the Eagles. You know what I mean? We are contenders.
Playing, yeah. I mean, they're the world champions last year for a reason. I know it's not completely the same team, but same core on offense.
The offense
some of the
has
same players
only
on
lost
defense.
Mekhi Becton.
Yeah, I mean that's a big loss.
I loved Mekhi Becton. I don't know why we didn't give him his money, but still, he must have been asking for a good amount. But our offense looks the exact same otherwise. So
yeah, I mean, there's a couple offensive line injuries. It's clear it's not 100%, but
but they're still on the team. They're still there.
I have faith in Jeff Stoutland. He's gonna get them together, and he's gonna get it right. But their notable wins, and this is another thing, is I wrote down 2 for the Eagles because number one, they went. I know I called them a pretender, but going to Kansas City and getting a win is huge. And then secondly,
especially week 2 coming off a Super Bowl,
going into Tampa Bay where it's been a house of horrors. I know they almost lost, but they won. So props to them. It's been a house of horrors for them in the Nick Sirianni era. They won that game, so I got to give them their dues there. Those are 2 really gutsy wins, 2 really big wins. So that just, even with everything going on, the Eagles are still contenders. Lastly, this is where you're going to disagree. By golly, the Jaguars. The Jaguars are contenders.
Throw stats at me. Change my mind, Joseph.
I'm not throwing stats at you, but I'm going to say this. This is what I have written down for the Jaguars. Their next 2, or their notable wins, first of all, yeah, they just beat the Chiefs. But they also just beat the 49ers, who are 4-1. And not only did they beat the Chiefs at home, whatever. They went to San Francisco and beat the 49ers. Now, they got they got Seattle this week, which I think is a winnable game. I really do. I think that's a winnable game for the Jaguars. They have the Rams. That one's going to be tough. And then the only other two teams that are really tough on their schedule, that are really going to give them some trouble probably, they got the Broncos later in the year in Week 16, and then in Week 10 they got the Chargers. So other than that, we could be seeing a 12-5, 11-6, like that. And honestly, like I said about the Colts, they played the Colts twice. So I think they are way better than the Colts. And I think they're going to give the Colts trouble.
Yeah.
And I think 11-6 or 12-5 is good enough to win that division. They got to play the Texans, but I don't think the Texans are – I don't think they're there right now. I don't think the Texans are ready for what the Jaguars have. And for the first time since the Saxonville era, I think the Jaguars are relevant, and I think the Jaguars are going to make some noise.
Well, I hope personally to be proven wrong. Never hated on the Jaguars. If you hate on the Jaguars, what are you hating on?
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, I hope to be proven wrong. Other than that, pretty similar list somehow. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, but moving on, I want to talk about some surprises, some surprise teams, kind of. What has shocked you so far? I got 4 teams here that have kind of shocked me. It's kind of a recurring theme. I'll kick it off. Obviously, 4-1 Jaguars.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? If you would have told a Jaguars fan about a month and a half ago that you're going to be 4-1, Jaguars fans would have been like, no way, dude. No, you're lying to me. If you would have told a Jaguars fan, you guys are going to play the Chiefs on a Monday night. You're going to not only are you going to play them at home on a Monday night, you're going to beat them. And Trevor Lawrence on the game-winning play is going to fall down twice and then score a touchdown. You would have been like, no way, dude. You're lying to me. But I got the Jaguars as just a surprise team.
Yeah.
Obviously, in their division, if you would have told me Daniel Jones was going to ball out the way he has so far, I mean, that also plays into some of the teams he's played kind of being disappointing. But if you would have told me Daniel Jones is going to play the way he has and the Colts are going to be 4-1 at this point in the year, I'd have been like, no, you're lying.
Yeah, I would have laughed at you.
I think, honestly, we projected the Colts and the Jags to be the bottom 2 in their division.
And they're the top 2.
Yeah, they're the top 2.
I want to do this at the end of the year, going into the playoffs. And I want to have a segment where we look at our predictions for the year and we compare that, because they're going to be so drastic. I mean, the Ravens are 1-4. I mean, we guessed them. I mean, I would have thought that they were going to be 4-1 at this point, realistically, maybe even 5-0. But
4-1, 3-2.
Derrick Henry's been a schmuck. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. I think old age finally catching up to him. Derrick Henry's always been a dog. Love Derrick Henry, but it's inevitable, and it's going to reach us all. So that's a big surprise for me. The Tyreek Hill, possibly career-ending injury, surprise to me. Individually speaking, we can get into a little more of that later. I'm gonna let you finish off your teams. I forgot you were midway through your list here, but I'm just saying, yes, I do want that to be a segment, and hopefully we'll definitely probably the last week of the year we'll probably check in on those. Maybe even midway through we can check in, kind of see where we're at, and then at the end of the year give an update. Yeah, during the Eagles bye week in the playoffs.
But I want to think kind of took the Ravens from me, but that's fine. Obviously nobody expected the Ravens to be where they're at.
Yeah,
that's a lot to do with injuries. Derrick Henry fumbles, it happens. It could. Who knows? Maybe those 3 fumbles he's had so far are the only 3 he'll have all year. But it's still early, so it's recency bias again, like I said earlier.
Yeah, you have 5 games and 3 fumbles. 3 fumbles was total what he had last year.
Yeah.
And that's not a good start either way. Maybe you'll pick it up, but right now you're not being respected the way you should as being such a high caliber player. and coming off the amazing season he just had.
Yeah, and then the last team I have, the Patriots. I honestly expected them to be way worse so far this year.
Yeah.
And 3-2, it's pretty good.
I
Darn
expect
good.
them to be a little more middle of the pack. That one I don't think is the biggest surprise to me, just
And
because of
really
the good young
I
presence.
kind of went through their schedule, and the only two teams that I see on their schedule that like I know for sure that I can say for sure these two teams are going to beat them is the Buccaneers and the Bills. So let's just humor me for a second. I don't think this is going to happen. Please don't take this as a Joey's prediction, but could the Patriots end up 13-4? It's very possible. But I think also, I think in all reality, it'll probably be like 11-6, maybe a 12-5.
Yeah.
I did right though. They have serious potential to be a wild card. Serious potential to be a wild card.
I'd be surprised if they weren't, to be honest.
I know you said kind of contender for them, and I think that's accurate. I really do. I think the Patriots, they're that's very accurate. I think the Patriots defense is very good. And if Drake May can continue to do what he's been doing, they're going to be scary as the season continues on. And maybe they might just be a tough out come January.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what I got there for the biggest surprises. You got any other surprises?
I think we about covered. I mean, of course, there's many surprises. Nobody, like, we could just sit here and name all the injuries. Nobody's gonna predict an injury. But other than that, I mean, I'm a little surprised about the lack of production from Cam Ward. Cam Ward, I think, he's on
the Titans. Would you expect?
I know, and I've said that at the beginning of the year too. You know, you're playing for a bad team. Sam Darnold got drafted to a terrible team, and everybody looked at him like a terrible quarterback. Bryce Young drafted to, I think, the same team as Sam Darnold. And
hey, shout out the Panthers, okay? Because they looked miserable at the beginning of last year, looked miserable in the beginning of this year. But
they're starting to pick it up.
Just for all you Chiefs fans out there, you guys have the same record as the 2-3 Panthers.
And in opposed to all the Panthers fans out there, you got the same record as the Chiefs.
Yeah, you got the same record as Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. You guys should.
I'm just saying they're in the Super Bowl last year. So, I mean, yeah, Panthers don't look as bad, and Bryce Young is starting to look up, and it's because his team's getting better around him. You cannot throw a quarterback into a pit and expect him to do fantastic. So, I mean, I don't know if that was necessarily a surprise to me, but because I think we about covered all of them. I think it's kind of grasping for straws with that one. I think that,
Let's move on then. I got a bold of the boldest takes today. And let me just tell you. I mentioned it earlier, the Buccaneers. And now I want to talk about the Buccaneers.
Oh, no.
Shooey. So really, I could have gone two ways with this. And I'll give you this one. This one's not my bold take. This one's like more of like this could actually seriously happen. Baker Mayfield could win MVP. Now, there's a guy named Josh Allen
and Matthew Stafford for some reason.
He got a pity MVP last year, in my opinion, but whatever.
No, I think it was deserved.
Lamar put up way better stats, but that's a discussion for another time. So number one, it's not a bold take. It's kind of more of just like a, hey, be on the lookout because this is a serious possibility that could actually really, really happen. Yeah. Is Baker Mayfield MVP? Lock it in. If you're a better, I'm not a better personally, so I don't think Mooner is either. So don't take betting advice from us because we could steer you astray very poorly.
There's a reason why I don't sports bet.
We also we're not encouraging anyone to bet, so don't bet actually.
Oh, I don't even know what you're getting.
Unless you're betting potato chips or something, and
which we have done. Oh my gosh, TikTok Live is sucking up my phone battery. Anyways,
getting almost done. But anyway, my bold take is that the Buccaneers are actually going to get the 1 seed in the NFC.
Oh, that's a bold
take. And this is why.
That's realistic.
So they're next to the 49ers and the Lions. But after that, the two toughest teams they play, and really not even the next they've one other tough team that may probably most likely beat them is the Bills. Other than that, they got the Rams. They were a playoff team last year, so I have them as a tough team. I think they'll have no problem with the Rams. So I really, really think and can see because I think, look, they lost to the Eagles, but as the season goes on, the Eagles get to play a couple tougher teams, and if said drama continues in Philadelphia, could see a couple games dropped that probably shouldn't be dropped, and it could hurt the Eagles. And depending how this Lions game goes against the Buccaneers, say the Buccaneers squeak it out, they're in prime position to win the NFC. So I could, or not win the NFC, but be the top seed in the NFC. So don't rule that out. That's my bold take, is that they are going to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. And I feel very confident about them. And I feel very confident about that take. I know a lot of my takes this year have been atrocious so far. But I think this one might be the boldest. Not the boldest, but I think this one might be the most accurate and one of the best so far.
Yeah.
So I really do think that the number 1 seed in the NFC belongs to the Buccaneers.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a good bold take. Let me drag the puzzle piece for TikTok.
Honestly, I know you're still there.
Yep, they know I'm still
Nice.
here.
Well, lastly, but not least, we'll move on to Mike's question of this week. What do you got for me?
Now, my question of the week, probably the most controversial. But
Well, you asked who and what NFL player would be a sandwich and what they would be, so I don't know if we can get more controversial.
I know. But out of the 5 contenders, who is
What now what are the 5 contenders? My 5 contenders, your 5 contenders?
out of the 5 contenders, who is the best plasma cutter?
What?
No, I'm just kidding. No. I did this whole setup for Joey and hoping for a better reaction.
What? I mean, that would have made no sense.
No, because you gotta think, straight cuts, catch his pants on fire.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry.
But so what's your as you continue your question?
No, I'm sorry.
He tried to set it up and
I tried to.
it did not go where you thought it was going.
It was a personal joke. Maybe Joey would laugh at it. We have a good moment that you guys don't really understand because that's what we do at work. But I guess Joey was.
You should have set it up like
I set it up too long.
It came out of left field nowhere. But anyway,
you got too wrapped into it. Anyways,
what's your question?
I'm sorry.
Your real question.
No, I'm gonna address the Eagles-Broncos game. This is my real question. Okay. What do you think is the biggest missing puzzle piece that lost the Eagles a game? There's something that wasn't firing right. There was something that was leaning against them. There was a force that caused them to lose. What do you think that was? And I mean, and try to pick only one. Your one puzzle piece. Okay. Your main puzzle piece. Because we can sit here and we can collaborate all kinds of things.
All right.
AJ stopped running, and of course, there's all these tiny excuses.
This is my biggest puzzle piece. COMMUNICATION.
Commanders.
Communication. Communication is our biggest problem right now. And I've seen this picture over and over, and it's kind of starting to make me think. Like, he came out today and he said, or it was either today or yesterday, he said, it's on me. It's my fault, 100%. This, that, the third. I take accountability, whatever. But Jalen Hurts, when the game's getting tough, and I see you sitting on the sideline with your head down, like, there's nothing, like, you can do. Like, dude, you're a Super Bowl MVP. You're a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Communication is everything. Communication is key. They have a very big communication issue in Philadelphia right now.
Yeah. Kevin Patullo should be coaching high school football.
Not Kevin Patullo did. That's the thing. So everybody out there going, Kevin Patullo this, Kevin Patullo. No, stop. This was not on Kevin Patullo. This was not on Vic Fangio.
This law specifically, maybe.
Exactly.
But, I mean,
we're talking about this week here.
Do you think he's not affecting the communication in Philadelphia?
No.
As a play caller, as an offensive coordinator, your offense isn't performing the way it should be performing.
Look, you gotta understand. Like, I love Philadelphia fans, and this week has been especially hard for us. And like, it's crappy. It sucks. I'm sorry. But sometimes we are very unrealistic. Listen, Kevin Patullo, yes, whatever. He might be a little bit of an issue. He's not the problem. He is not. Okay? Yes, he could call better plays at better times, but you know what? I've seen enough from him to where it's like it's really not his problem. He's not the problem. It didn't take much last year for whatever his name, the Saints coach. It didn't take much for him to call Saquon, hand the ball off, go run right. Like, it doesn't take much to do that, okay? And look, Kevin Patullo, you know what? Maybe design a little bit better plays.
Kellen Moore offense was
back to
very better.
Back
design.
to this week.
Look, hold on. I want to let you get your point out, okay? But I don't think Kevin Patullo was the main reason. But if you're saying your main reason was
Moosey,
that's Mr. Cunningham right there.
Moose is loose, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But look,
they need to make the plays.
Look,
dang it.
Look.
Cullen Moore.
Look. All right. What I'm trying to say is that you said the biggest issue was communication.
Yes.
When we were getting kicked up by the Rams, do you know what the Eagles said changed with the team? Is that Jalen Hurts and Kevin Patullo started communicating better throughout the plays.
See?
Which means when
communication.
No.
Woo!
But does that not show you that Kevin Patullo could be causing an issue in the communication department? If there's no communication and we start falling off, maybe we started the Broncos game with our communication and that fell off by the end and nothing happened.
No.
We've had another no-show second half. How many no-show second halves have we had?
This is the big problem. Look, Kevin Patullo can call plays. Kevin Patullo can do what he wants. It's been a crappy couple days. Yes, it has, Moose. Look, this is the big problem. It's the communication between the players, okay? Because
that's fair.
And it's not. I'm sorry. It's not just Kevin Patullo. He might have a small part in it. And you know what? The first couple games, he gets a pass, bro. He hasn't been an offense. He's never been an offensive coordinator before in his life. I get it. You got good players. You got a big offense, but he's just trying to follow the recipe of what happened, what they did well last year. And the offensive line is not playing up to par at all. Yeah, they're not. But exactly, and highlight this right here. These players are paid big money to make big plays. Okay, and you know what? Going along with that, Moose. The AJ Brown play. What bothers me the most is, number one, it's a miscommunication. But number two, AJ gave up on the play. I don't care if you don't think you're getting the ball. I don't care. This goes back to like throwing the football in the backyard with your dad. Like you're pretending to run a route. You're jogging. You slow up.
Why'd you slow up?
Why'd you slow up? Why'd you stop running?
This is day one.
It's day one. Look, like you gotta be a professional. I don't care if you don't think the ball's coming your way.
Letting up on a route is one thing, but when you go there and you said Jalen Hurts shouldn't have overthrown me, and you tried saying it was the quarterback's fault,
they're gonna bounce back tomorrow night, Moose. Just watch. Bounce back game tomorrow night.
Trying to say that it was Jalen Hurts' fault for that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. Everyone
that's being a bad teammate
in the stadium saw you slow
teammate.
up. You need to look at the way Saquon handles himself and the way Jalen Hurts probably said, that's my fault too, miscommunication. The way that he's not going to get up in front of everybody and be like, AJ Brown sold the touchdown. Are you serious? Yeah, he needs to shut his mouth.
He does need to shut his mouth.
And I love AJ Brown. I really do. I mean, he's a dog, but I can't.
Yeah, he's a good player.
When you let up on a route and you say, "Hey, this is my quarterback," like that bothered me more than him.
He needs to be more like Devontae Smith and just be a class act, be a guy that just, you know what, it's not going your way right now.
Devontae Smith looked like a dog, dude.
Yeah, like
he looked nice.
He is a dog. Like he's one of the most accomplished receivers in the history of the NFL because what he's done in college, like. I believe no player has won a national college football championship, Heisman, and a Super Bowl besides Devontae Smith as a wide receiver. Don't get me wrong. Like, I might be wrong, but I believe as a wide receiver, nobody else besides Devontae Smith has done that.
And if you are wrong, it is a very low number.
AJ does act like a punk. He acts like I know they're going to talk a lot about like this tomorrow, so I don't really want to like step on what they're going to talk about. But back to my main point, it's just communication. You got to communicate better. And it's communication between the players, really, because obviously there's something going on. Now, I know today came out that AJ, Saquon, and Jalen all had a nice long meeting. And honestly, I think it's good. I think it'll really be good for the team. I think they're going to bounce back. I think they'll be fine. I think they should be fine. And for all of our sanity,
they bounced back last year.
For all of our sanity and all, for all of our sake here in Philadelphia, please be okay.
Oh
we need it. We need you guys to be okay. We need you guys to be good. And exactly, Devontae is a class act.
Love
Devontae's a dog.
Nobody talks about Devontae Smith enough.
Yeah, just they need to get their communication better. They need to communicate together on and off the field, and it shows when you don't communicate off the field.
Yeah.
On Sundays.
I know I was getting hot with you, but that once you explain that's a really good point.
Yeah.
I think I was basically gonna say, we could have played a little better, but I think the force that was really against us was the poor play call. Not play calling. Was
and the other thing I can say is
I don't want to point at the refs every loss, but it shouldn't have been as close to the game as it was.
Can't be that guy.
But
unfortunately, we can't be those guys. On this podcast, we will not be those guys. You know what? The Eagles, you guys should have made more plays.
Yeah.
The refs didn't lose you the game.
It should not have to come down to a ref call. And if it does, you shouldn't have been there in the first place.
AJ is a big baby. Whoa, Moose. Whoa. You can't fight AJ Brown. It's not allowed, Moose.
Come on, AJ
Brown's won us a Super Bowl. You got to show him just a little bit of grace, Moose.
Love AJ Brown.
A little bit of grace. Can't fight him just yet. If you want to fight somebody, fight Rob Thompson. But not yet. Until we lose. Till it's finally actually over. Give him a chance, but until they actually lose, then you can fight him.
Yeah.
But
communication's a good key.
Yeah, communication. And the only other thing I'll touch on this very, very slightly before we go. Stop shooting yourself in the foot with stupid penalties. Get your act together.
A lot of sloppy
Play like
football.
The professionals you are. We didn't see this last year, and that's the biggest difference. Is you have played some sloppy, horrible football. Nick Sirianni, get your team under control and shape or whatever.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I'll give Zach Bond some credit. The way I saw that play, Harvey was going and trying to fight for the first down.
Yeah, okay.
The whistle wasn't blown. I'll give you that one. But on 4th and 5, Saquon, I love you, brother. I love you. But just stop moving for half a second. Half a second. Really, it's
and
a
even then that
rule.
ties into
But
communication.
Stop,
too.
Exactly.
Because even if Jalen Hurts waited an extra second,
exactly.
You know what I mean? So yeah,
that wipes away a first down, and that's a big play.
That probably would have won the game.
That's a loss.
That was. Yeah, I think the Zach Bond play. Oh my goodness! Yeah,
Moose is going off.
Moose. Moose is gonna physically assault a Philadelphia member.
Well, you got anything else for the people?
I was just saying, Zach Bond. I don't blame.
We love you, Zach Bond.
I don't blame the refs for that. I'm not gonna say that's a bad call. That was not a bad call. He was down. It was a late hit. But at the same time, I am not gonna hate on Zach Bond.
In the heat of
the moment, I thought he was getting up.
Yeah.
And I completely understand why
he was going back. So I watched it again in the heat of the moment as an Eagles fan, biasly. I was like, oh no, he's getting up. What are you doing?
I mean, I watched it live and I thought he was getting up.
As I've watched the play over a couple of times, he was getting up and then he was going back down.
It was actually a pretty good play call on the refs. Yes. That was a good flag.
It was a good flag.
But I'm not gonna sit here and blame Zach Bond and say that's sloppy football. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you said that, but we've heard from other people, Mike. And I think that what he did was pretty justified.
Well, that's all we got for tonight. So
other than going to bed.
That'd be great. But anyway, that's all we got for you guys tonight. Gonna do my normal. Unfortunately, Moose, we don't have a call-in number. Shoot me a DM, Moose. We'll try and get you on next week.
Maybe,
you got my phone number, Moose. Text me, Moose.
Maybe just
shoot me a text tonight. I'll get with you. We can try and get you on next week as a guest for a segment or two. We'd definitely love to have you here. I hope you saw yourself. I hope you saw the intro. If you didn't, go back and watch it because you're a very big part of our intro, and we love you, Moose. So just like to say that.
Yeah, the Moose is a pretty big part of Under the Wing.
If you guys don't know who the Moose is,
I don't know how you watch.
You gotta
us
meet
and
the
don't
guy.
know who he is.
He's a very great guy.
If you don't know who the
Love
Moose
guy.
is, restart to the beginning of the video.
Hashtag Team Moose. I think it's over now, but whatever him and the green Drew Lakins guy, whatever you guys were going through, Team Moose all the way. Under the Wing is a proud supporter of Team Moose. But lastly,
I got the sticker on my shelf.
Yeah. All I can say is, let's see. Tomorrow night, 302 Birds podcast goes live about an hour before the Phillies begin their turnaround. Okay? I'll say it. It is as much as it pains me to say it. Tomorrow night, 8:05, be on the lookout. 302 Birds, main show. They go live. And then tomorrow at 9:08, the Phillies begin the turnaround. They're going to win tomorrow night. Then, like I said, Thursday, it's going to be magical. We're going to have Philly Sports Night starting at 6 o'clock till about 11 o'clock. It's going to be amazing. We're going to get 2 wins. And then you know what? The Phillies are coming back on Saturday, and they're going to win. Okay? Phillies in 5. Okay? But anyway, like I said, 302 Birds main show tomorrow night, 8:05. Be on the lookout. They'll probably have a post-game show after the Phillies game tomorrow night. It might not, just depending how late it ends. Actually, one other thing. October 19th, so not this Sunday, but next Sunday at 1 p.m. I think it'll probably start a little bit before that at Founding Brothers in Newark. I will try to get the flyer for next week's show, but at Founding Brothers in Newark, shout out 302 Birds. We're doing a watch party. Me and Mooner will be in attendance. Might be a little bit late after church, but starting at 1 p.m., Eagles-Vikings watch party. Hopefully, we're hate watching Carson Wentz. Your favorite player for some reason. But anyway, Eagles watch party. Hold on. No, Nick, I'll give it to you. Nick Benito, good player, but no, we're not a fan of him. Anyway, no, Moose, this is the kind of stuff we don't want to see. It might be over, but it won't be over.
Come on, you got the Phillies
Appreciate
logo.
you, Moose. Yeah, hit me up, Moose, and we'll try to get you on next week. But yeah, like I said, October 19th, 1 p.m., Founding Brothers in Newark, Delaware, 302 Birds watch party. Be there or be square. I know I'll be there. I know Mooner will be there. The Moose will be there. So if you don't know who the Moose is, you'll get to meet him. Very great guy. And you'll get to meet the rest of the 302 Birds crew. We're also going to be doing a post-game show live from there of the Eagles game. So hopefully we got an Eagles win to react to.
That'll be pretty cool.
But other than that, that's all we got for you guys tonight. So go Birds, go Phils, Phillies in 5. And have a good night, guys.
Hey, Joey, it's an out. No, I'm not. We don't got an outro.
We do have an outro. It is an outro, not an intro, like they like to say.
I'm trying to do some outro music or something, brother.
This is for you.
Alex fans don't know what these are.
Gets it.